Hi, Lit Studies 10C. Just a short video to explain, just in case the attachments I made for the assignment aren't clear to you. So one of the attachments you have, again, talks about propaganda. And so another definition is given for you there. And then there's some information about propaganda, how it's used in real life, and then of course how it's being used in the text in Animal Farm. So there are pardon me, way more rhetorical techniques. Okay, rhetoric is the art of using language to persuade. So that's what we mean when we talk about rhetorical devices. There are way more than these. Okay, what do we have here? 6. But all I'm asking you to do is look for these 6 within Squealer's speech. If this was, grade 12 level class, we might talk about 10 or 12 different rhetorical devices. But for grade 10, these are good places to start. So understanding these will enable you to do the assignment. So selection. Okay, we learned about selection in composition as well, the idea of taking just the information that the propagandist wants. Okay, so look for any time that Squealer does that, selecting the information that supports his own arguments. Okay, lying. Now, with propaganda, there are often a lot of untruths, outright lies. Okay, unfortunately, the quote here by Adolf Hitler is actually what the President of the United States currently agrees with as well. Real world connection, of course. If you've been following the news, the President of the United States is upset because Twitter is labeling some of his tweets as not facts. So keep that in mind. Always make real world connections. Repetition, of course, by repeating something over and over again, then the listeners start to agree with it. Pinpointing the enemy. So creating an enemy, it could be a real enemy or imagined. So take a look at Squealer's speech and figure out what enemy he's trying to focus the other animals' attention on. Assertion, so no arguing back and forth between the speech maker and the audience. The speech maker just makes these bold statements that asserts to be true. And then rhetorical questions. Those are those questions. Again, the speech giver doesn't necessarily expect the audience to respond. They're just there to get the listeners to think about. Okay, so you'll read that first. Then you will take a look at the speech. And this is the document where you're going to download it. You can use direct quotes or you can just paraphrase, up to you, and then talk about the persuasive techniques. In addition to just naming them, make sure you also talk about the effect, the so what. Okay, this is a literary analysis class, so you want to be thinking about so what. Okay, so there's lots of space here. As a Word document, once you start typing in it, the space might get bigger and bigger. And you can go ahead and upload this to turnitin.com. Related to classwork as well, you had an assignment for chapter 3 and 4, and very few of you have done that assignment, so please make sure that you get that finished, upload to turnitin.com, and send me an email or a chat message to let me know when you've uploaded it so that I don't have to keep going back and forth.